Very warm welcome to you, Jelly Bean. Hope you got your back straight for this one. Ethereum has a plan to kill alternative layer ones, its competition. It is in the next two EIPs. There are two EIPs here. We're going to call them by their names. EIP 1153. This is known as the Uniswap one, the Uni V4 update. That's coming at the end of this year. The next update is EIP 4844. This is Proto-Danksharding. This is actually the one coming after it, and this is going to be the killer. Both of them combined, their goal and plan is to make Ethereum super fast. It is going to destroy competition. So everybody has to innovate before this happens. With this, the liquidity vacuum in Uniswap will be enormous, and the fees to trade will be minus 99%. So Ethereum has all the volume and has all the transactions. Why would you move anywhere else if you're a new person coming in? Instead of costing $300 for a trade, it's going to be $3. Of course, some people will say, well, you know, it should be a penny. It should, but think about the next wave of money coming in. They can still live with $3 to $5 transactions, right? So that's a complete difference that it's going to be made there. So this is what something you got to understand is EIP 1153. So the first one coming, the Uniswap V4 coming, it even has its own fan page. Interesting, right? Uniswap has been given priority for it. So Uniswap V4, it can't exist right now. It needs EIP 1153 to exist. And when it does, it's coming out this year, Uniswap V4 can launch, and that's the next big thing. It is a very political process with how it's made. I'm here to interpret the information for you. That's why. Why do you listen to me, friends? Like, subscribe, press the bell button, and or press the belly button, press my belly button, press yours. I'm here to give you unbiased, 100% vital information because we can't decipher all this, friends. I've got a peanut brain. I'm sitting here in these Discord calls. I'm like, 3 hours? Can you guys tell me? Are we going up or down? That's what it's like. This chair can't take it anymore. It's squeaking all day. So Uniswap V4, it is secretly political, all right? It's not obvious. You can't go Google, hey, what's going on with this thing? No one's going to tell you. I'm here to tell you. Uniswap V4. I don't know if they go to a park bench, they have some sandwiches, eat some jelly beans, and they talk about it. I don't know if there's internet messages. Whatever it is, you can just tell there's a hidden force going where they're prioritizing Uniswap to come in, and we're like, okay, this is the real reason why we need to implement it. Even on their website here, there's a lot of jokes and stuff made to, it saves a ton of gas. This is the Uniswap one, Uni V4 update. This is the one that needs to be done. And you're going to see why, right? It's going to start changing the game. Now, what it's going to do is, right, with this update, it's not, this first update for Uni V4, it's going to reduce 99% of the fee to make a liquidity pool, okay? But I don't think that includes placing a limit order. I just think it's the fee with making the liquidity pool itself. So if it allowed you to place a limit order for $5, oh my gosh, can you imagine what's going to happen? Because everyone's going to come in a trade, leave bids and offers everywhere, trading around, and it will be so cheap. But that's not going to happen yet. I think it's just the excess fee on making the liquidity pool. So if a bull run happens and Ethereum's price goes up, which is anti-down, if it happens and it goes up, the fees are going to be big. So remember, Uniswap trade fees were $300 to $400 up here in this zone. $300 to $400 for a trade at that peak. You know, it was still $100 to $200. That's insane. But imagine it went down to like $10, right? Now, it's not perfect, but imagine it went down to $5 to $10. That's what's coming in these updates after that, all right? Now, just to clarify, this is just liquidity providing. This is the excess fee on the liquidity providing, not the actual gas to do the transaction yet. That's coming next as we move on together. Please remember to wear your fluffy slippers because that's all we have in this world. And of course, our friendship. The next update, it's called the Killshot update from Ethereum. Who named it the Killshot update? It was none other than me, your friend. Of course, it's called Killshot update because of what it does, okay? Reducing fees by 99%. It literally renders so many alt layer 1 grifts chains useless. And also, it's going to pack a punch for legit chains, right? We're in Pulse chain, there's Binance chain, there's even Solana. All these things are going to take a hit. We're going to it's going to push them back big time. But of course, we wouldn't exist with all these other chains if Ethereum didn't exist in the first place. So it is what it is. EIP 4844, known as Proto-Danksharding update. And yes, the sharding is not what you do when you're in the kitchen and you couldn't make it to the bathroom. Sharding means instead of one big computer to do everything slow, they split everything up and everyone shares it, okay? That's exactly what it's like. It shards itself out and it does this. Honestly, friends, who cares? Everyone wears a checkered shirt. Vitalik's not even human. His brain is so big. I barely can understand 3 words. Like, you're going through the white paper and then you just see these like random mathematical, like literally UFO symbols with like the little pharaoh from ancient Egyptian. I'm like, how am I supposed to understand this? You know, but it is what it is. I think it just means number go up eventually. That's what it means. All right. So here's the thing. After this uni update, this is the Proto-Danksharding update. It's going to reduce fees 99%. 90 to 99%, that is enormous. So no longer do people say, oh, it cost me $30 to send money. Well, maybe it's only going to cost you 30 cents. How about that? And they're like, well, it's not perfect, but yeah, but better than $30, right? You can live with something like that. So this is a step. This is just like building the internet out. They increase the bandwidth. This is what's happening in crypto. It's not, we don't go from like we're all slow and then we're all fast, okay? We go like this. We go like, okay, like we go in steps. That's what happens, okay? That's what's happening right now. Now, when this Killshot update comes, the Ethereum and swap fees are going to be minus 99% lower. And why is that important? Well, the biggest gas guzzler on Ethereum is Uniswap. And because you're a cute, very yummy, cute jelly bean out there, I've actually gone to the Etherscan website for you to show you that you can actually see and confirm it yourself. You can see right here, Uniswap, right, used 12% of the fees in the past 24 hours just for this one router. And then Uniswap V2 router, another one, right? And then here, shout out to Zen who was spamming the chain, right? But you can see Uniswap is a big function of the gas fees. And especially during bull markets when everyone wants to punt and speculate, Uniswap is a huge, enormous tax on the system. But, I mean, it adds so much value, so it deserves its place there. And we all know, right? We can all sit here and pretend that crypto's here to save the world, but what do we actually see? We see friendship and kindness and speculation. Everybody is speculating. Everybody is here for the casino. Everyone's coming in. Everyone wants to trade. They want to trade assets. They want to guess on things. We want to invent stuff. Then we want to speculate on them. Gamble, 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 gamble. Yes, it's true. We all know. Everyone's here for price go up. That means you got to speculate on the future. You got to speculate on Metcalfe's law. That's why I make all these videos for you. Who else out here is talking about these network effects and explaining to you why? Why do these things actually go up? Didn't you always want to know why? Well, I've explained it here. It's a number of people coming in. That's so important to understand. Okay, now when you make the fees so much smaller, the chances of people coming in now, they don't have to be destroyed because now the fees are so much lower. They come in, they get introduced from Coinbase, who's onboarding everybody to the base chain, and then they come to Seamin, and crypto starts to spread against the world. But Ethereum might flex more of its muscles against the other chains, okay? Now, have the exit here. It basically just says this from end of 2022. They don't have an exact date for the Killshot update. This Killshot update, I'm going to explain to you why I think it's not going to come as fast as we think, all right? Look, this is why. So, very important. Vitalik's lifeblood is in Ethereum and the foundation. What do I mean by that? Well, Bitcoin, maybe you've heard of it, Bitcoin stems from Satoshi. Satoshi's language on the forums from the early days, if you go and get the vibe and you absorb how he thought about things, Bitcoin maxis are like him. Bitcoin maxis are descendants of Satoshi. All right, it's the same. It really is. Yeah, it's actually amazing to see. When you go to Ethereum, it's the same thing but with Vitalik. Ethereum, the foundation, and Ethereum, a lot of the developers, they are like Vitalik. They are, and I'll use the words here. Here we go. Neutral, independent. They respect the decentralization process, okay? They have very unique attributes. A lot of the people overlap with this. So you go and you find out. One thing I like about the Ethereum people is they're not as super aggressive as the Bitcoin maxis. But you got to love and you got to hate this at the same time. It's a pro and it's a con. It's a pro because they get more people in. And people can see, they're like, you know what? I don't want to fight with everyone all the time. I think we're great, but I just don't want to fight with everyone all the time. That's their attitude, right? But it's a con because if there were people fighting on a hill, of course, the Bitcoin camp, I mean, they're cannibals, right? They're not going home at all. Ethereum guys, because they're a bit more neutral, they have more of a chance that they kind of like accept their place somewhere, right? So This example can only be understood when you're deep inside the communities. You can feel it, right? I mean, Ethereum maxis, open-minded. For example, you can even tell this. Proof, right? Vitalik made very positive, kind comments about the Solana community multiple times, okay? He says, we should all win together, all right? Nobody in the Bitcoin maxi camp, and I mean no one, is saying, well, if we need Ethereum. No one. You are ostracized. You are castrated by the community if you even dare to say that Tether is useful on Ethereum. No. That's cardinal sin there. You can't say that. Very interesting, right? So this political neutrality, independence, right? This sit in the middle type of, we want to be a public good type of approach from Vitalik, that stems down to the whole system, right? Now, look where I'm going with this. Because Ethereum's price is super strong, I believe they probably won't rush the political roadmap of Proto-Danksharding, which is the Killshot. So, because, I know it's going to sound crazy, right? Like, what's the price got to do with anything? I'm like, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Nerds who change the world, they don't want to come and tweet to me and you and say, you know what? I don't like these red candles. We got to do things faster. Okay? They're not going to say that. Okay? But they do it in a different way. Okay? Actions speak louder than words, friends. All right? Actions speak louder than words. Okay? Louder than words. This will help you in your dating life. This will help you in families. This will find out for you who your true friends in life are and who actually cares about you. Actions speak louder than words. Not these people shilling us, leverage trading. Not these ICO pump and dumps. Not people who are sending you to the wrong way. Actions speak louder than words. Like, for example, if only you had a friend out here who was making free videos for you, who asks for no money and says, you know what, if you make it, please feel free to tip me one Ethereum in the future. Thank you very much. Just think about that for 1 second. When it comes to actions speaking louder than words, they are not going to tell us that, well, the price is doing pretty good and Ethereum's holding up pretty well, so we don't really need to rush this process. They don't do that. But I'll tell you right now, there is this Libra scale here, right here in this scale, friends. It is, okay? It is. So because the price has gone up, I know deep down, their political process, right, will be respected. Political process of Ethereum will be respected, right? Which is decentralization, governance, EIP process, etc. So what that basically means is they care about optics, okay? Ethereum, the Ethereum Foundation and the people, they don't want anybody to throw stones at them to question the integrity of the process because it's supposed to be decentralized, because Ethereum's only advantage is that it's super decentralized. So this is for smart contract platforms only, okay? Only. So not including Bitcoin, okay? So smart contract platforms. If you have decentralization on the far left and centralization on the far right, Ethereum is literally on that far left, okay? Ethereum, that is exactly where Ethereum is. It is literally the most decentralized smart contract platform, okay? Now, the funny part is, when you introduce the Bitcoiners, they say, no. The fact that you're a smart contract platform means you can never be decentralized fully. So we're on the far left over here, okay? So it's a scale. It's a scale. That's why you have all the other coins on the right-hand side. We will sacrifice the decentralization to get speed. You understand this? Lower transaction costs. That's what everybody's doing. So it is a scale to be appreciated. So Ethereum, because their price is doing strong, they're not going to sacrifice this. They're not going to risk it. That's what I'm very confident of this, okay? They're not going to jump the gun. Now, of course, let's move on, right? So the updates, however, are easier to do. They are easier to do than the merge. So it's not going to take as long. It's not going to be as stressful, etc., etc. And after the Uniswap V4 update, which is Q4 at the end of this year, then they will go full steam ahead for Proto-Danksharding, the big fiery one. All right, now here I have some examples, right? So since nobody is putting up a challenge to Ethereum, for example, Solana crumbled, I feel like this Proto-Danksharding is going to take a bit of time. That's what I feel like, okay? Now, it doesn't mean it's going to take forever. It's just, it's going to take some time. They need to do, they do some Discord meetings. They group up. They do more research reports. They do backups. They do all these testing, whatever it is, okay? It's just this process is respected. There's no rush, okay? Now, here's the thing. BNB volume's faked when you see these numbers, right? It says 380 million. So just to show you, right? Ethereum, even in a very slow time period, 538 million. Solana, the competitor, 32 million, wrecked, minus 95% less volume, okay? So think about this. You have infinitely cheaper fees than Ethereum. Ethereum's like, what, $20 to swap. It could go up to $80. And we're still doing 15 times more volume on them. Like, it's literally a penny to trade on them or however much it costs on Solana. So that's to show you how ahead of the game Ethereum still is. BSC, for some reason, says 398 million. This is completely fake. I've gone to BSC chain. You can even go here on dexscreener.com. Click on BSC, right? If you sort by volume up here, I mean, it says 394 million, but you scroll down, I'm like, no, you're not. How are you 394 million? What's going on? Well, what's actually going on is all these scams on the chain, they've somehow been able to spoof it. Either the scammers have spoofed the volume or Binance themselves are doing it. Now, if you were to put a water pistol to my head, I feel like it's the scammers doing it. So what the scammers will do is the scammers will, when they make a chain, they'll find a way to spoof the volume and make the volume look up big so people will buy, and then you're buying into an unfortunate honeypot and you lose all your money. So it's very unfortunate this happens. Lucky you have a friend like me with a straight back and wears fluffy slippers to actually tell you that this thing is going on. Otherwise, you would never find out, okay? Now, here's the closing thoughts about all these. So when the super upgrade, the Killshot, when Proto-Danksharding is finally done, I think we're going to see Ethereum flip Bitcoin once and for all. But it could be 2025. It could be 2028. Who knows? Could be 2030. We don't know, okay? This is going to take some time, right? And I feel like Ethereum is doing so well, it doesn't need to rush the next steps. They are now on staking. Remember, the merge, right? That was the big one. They're now staking. Everything's working fine. There is no need to rush. They are not falling behind. Alt layer ones must innovate or die. That's right. Even if they aren't an EVM. Okay, so your BSC, Arbitrum, Polygon, ZK Sync, Optimism, Avalanche, Solana, Pulse Chain, of course, Phantom is dying. All of them have to do something. Of course, Arbitrum has the diplomatic approach. They are layer 2s. They are welcoming everyone in. Polygon as well. But all of these, they're complex mid-curve DeFi fueled grounds. It's not like there's anything on there where we're like, well, this is a game changer. They're all incremental steps. They're all cheap fees. They're all faster Ethereums. That's all. So they have to differentiate with each other. That's why it comes down to the community in there. Or unless maybe someone makes a really cool application that's only home to one of the chains. But how can you? I mean, it's all in DeFi and everything. It revolves around the liquidity. And the liquidity, when the liquidity is high, you bring the users on. And when the users are there, that's it. You got your home advantage here, your first mover advantage. So what can you really do to innovate? I mean, I'd love to see some sort of like sick game or metaverse that people love going to a chain to use. That's something that might come later, but always you keep the door open. We'll never write everything off because you never know what's around the corner. And now very last thing, friends, is the ETH BTC chart. So if I was to just guess, I drew these, right? I'm going to change this to, this is a weekly chart. You can see it right here. I have just these little boxes here, these boxes of friendship. They look like a staircase to heaven. I feel like what everybody's going to think is in the next bull market, this is what I believe. I think what the crowd's going to believe is we're going to flip it because that's what I used to think. And I was like, well, I'm having second thoughts about this now because I just think it's a bit too early. I just think the BlackRock ETF, the Trojan horse, how everything's going, I want to see more signs that we're actually going to flip. But it feels like a natural progression if this happens. If we just go to a higher base. So this zone is ETH BTC 0.13 down to about 0.10. So as you can see, right, when Ethereum, see this box, when it finally cleared the box, it's never coming back into the outside of the box, okay? So it stays here. So that's why we might see the next zone when Ethereum finally clears this. It goes up, and by the way, everyone's going to be calling for a flippening, right? The horizontal line is a flippening. That's when Ethereum is 16% of Bitcoin's price, right? So it's very likely we might see something like this. Everyone thinks, oh, we're going to flip. Oh, we're going to flip. No, we're not. And then, yeah. And then maybe in this zone, this golden box of friendship up here, perhaps that Proto-Danksharding, the Killshot actually comes out. Then Ethereum is minus 99% cheaper to use. And then you're like, whoa, what's going to happen now? Maybe there's like some sort of world increased demand for all these, because you can do so many things when it comes to payments, social media. A lot of improvements can be done because now it only costs a few dollars to do stuff. So, when Ethereum gets spammed by Uniswap and everyone degening $180 transactions, no one likes it. But if they're down to like $1.80. All right, that's a minus 99% drop. Now we're changing the game. Okay, now it makes sense to do a lot more transactions, DeFi, and a lot of the complex things that are coming in the future. And the closing thought, you have a kind friend, Zoom Crypto, asking, this is a very interesting question. I wonder what happens to the 4-year cycles when Ethereum flips Bitcoin. The 4-year cycle is probably more to do with the business cycle and the S&P 500 than it is with this sort of fundamental upgrade. Yet, we can't leave this ruling out, okay? If the sharding happens and it pumps, okay, this will be golden, friends. If we actually flip Bitcoin, everybody, and I mean every single body and their fluffy slippers, is going to tell us the cycles are broken. ETH is now the number one. People are going to say, I almost guarantee, I can smell it right now. I can smell it, okay? Smell victory. People are going to say at the top of this red arrow, they're going to say, now that Ethereum is the biggest market cap coin in crypto, our cycles will follow Ethereum more than Bitcoin. So we have no more 4-year cycle because Ethereum doesn't do a 4-year halvening thing anymore. And wouldn't that be the most perfect bull trap of all? To get everybody so overconfident that cycles don't matter anymore, that this would happen, And what I would say is, let me tell you something. What I would say is, why would the cycles matter here, but because Ethereum's price goes higher, they don't matter anymore, But hey, at the top of this red arrow, no one's going to be paying attention. Everyone's going to be euphoric, pants down, everyone's going to be partying, and we will all be appreciating the fact that, yes, me and you, we're just two little peanut brains trying to make our way in this world. We're going to be friends forever. Like, subscribe, press the bell button, or tell mom and dad we're still going to make it.